Hello, work life warriors. Welcome to your Thursday's tackle topic. So, first off, are y'all all right? No, really, work life warriors, are y'all all right? Blink once if you're all right. Drop an eyeball in the chat if you are not all right. Please share with me. I am interested to know, are you all right? All right, story time. I've been taking boxing to help reduce some of the stress and cortisol. Just like 10 punches on the bag, 10 minutes makes me feel so happy. It makes me feel like released. I feel renewed. I feel kind of giddy for some reason. But I love boxing, especially when I have a problem. I try to go hit on the bag for 10 minutes if I'm feeling stressed or angry. It helps with the stress and anger. It helps to provide mental clarity. And so I go to boxing at least 3 times a week. And I tend to box and dance, box and dance. I, of course, add fun and play into anything that I do. So the music's going, we're having a good time. And so, of course, I'm dancing around in between our boxing sessions. Okay. So we're kind of like a close knit group. Mostly the same people show up all the time. So we're familiar with each other's faces. This particular day, it was a new face. I've never seen her before. An older woman, and she was such kind. She was very kind. She had kind eyes, right? And I'm enjoying myself. Boxing starts, and I'm pretty much a shy person. I don't talk to people first, but if you talk to me first, then we can chat, right? We'll have a good time, but I'm not the person who talks first. Okay. So I'm boxing, I'm having a good time. In between each 3 minute round, you have about 45 seconds where they call out different exercises for you to do. And the woman starts talking to me right next to me. Now, before then, I talked to the man next to me and a woman in front of me that are kind of like associates. And they told me that they were increasing the amount of days that they come into the gym because they were experiencing anger, right? And so that was interesting. And just watching them hit the bag, you can see some anger. Okay. So the woman to the right of me during the break time says to me, what I do is think about Trump. I picture Trump's face on the bag when I'm hitting the bag. And I was like, oh, interesting. And I just kept working out. I'm guessing that wasn't a good response or whatever because she continued. So she started to talk about the state of the world and politics and how people are, voting in ways that she did not expect it, and how she's terrified that maybe Trump will get back into office. And so, meanwhile, I am just hitting the bag and I'm kind of listening, but I'm also listening to the music. I'm a background noise person. So, the music and her conversation are kind of competing with each other. And the instructor is also calling out combinations. So, I'm kind of stuck in between. And so, I'm just kind of maneuvering a little. So she keeps going, and she's talking about some person, a woman she thought would win in the East or the West, and it didn't happen because men didn't want to vote for her, and she was just so terrified. And she just kept going on, and I'm just punching and hitting and laughing and punching and hitting, laughing. And you can kind of see that the instructor is getting kind of aggravated with us, right? And that's not my intention. I want to have a good time, but I don't want to be disruptive, right? So I'm trying to, not really respond because I don't want to engage. I'm here to de-stress, right? This is why we're here, to de-stress, not to talk about the things that stress us out. And so I'm trying to stay in the moment and de-stress. And I think it is just aggravating her that I am not engaging with her and seconding how she feels about the situation. So she goes, "Are you not upset?" And I was like, "Upset about what?" And she was like, "Politics." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not really that aware about what's going on. So I can't be upset about what I don't know." And she was like, "You're not upset about Trump?" I was like, I guess. I mean, I don't really know. And she was like, why don't you know? I was like, I can't really tell you because over 13 years ago, I just stopped watching the news, right? So I don't really watch the news. I can't necessarily tell you what Trump looked like. I've seen a lot of memes, so I could tell you like it's a Trump meme, but I would not, if you do a lineup of impersonators and you put Trump there, I would not be able to tell you exactly what he looks like. I do not watch the news. I do not engage in fear mongering or taking on bad information that will not provide mental clarity throughout the day or will invoke negative feelings. I try to stay away from it. So I do not know. And then she start talk about another politician saying that these two are the ugliest men in the world. And I'm just confused about how this even relates. So again, I'm trying to stay in my positive space, trying to stay happy and kitty, right? And she just keeps talking and talking. And the instructor walks over and he's like, hey, let's talk in more boxing. And I'm kind of relieved. I'm like, yes. So let's get back to the fun, the play, life is hard. We're here for play. Okay. So I go back to boxing and she's just getting more upset. And she's like, so you're not mad? And I'm like, no, I'm not necessarily mad. I'm actually in a good mood. And she's like, I just don't understand how you could be in a good mood in the state of the world, especially how these things impact Black people. Now, obviously, she was not Black. She was a European American, a white woman, whatever you want to call them. Whatever she classifies as, but she was the opposite of me. So saying that, I guess, was supposed to get me charged up. It did not. I was just like, I'm not really sure how this, okay. All right. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, but I kept going. And at this point, I said, I'm just going to withdraw myself from the conversation because I feel like I am being drawn into taking the bait of being miserable. And that's not really in the headspace that I'm in. It's not really what I'm trying to do. And so I went back into myself to try to, renew, to center myself so that I feel grounded in the moment. I feel back happy and I'm not necessarily engaged. So round comes where it's time to partner. So he says partner, and she's like, okay, you could come and partner with me. So as we're walking over, she's like, I know how to solve this problem. If we tell all men that if they vote for Trump, they'll get ED, and it's scientifically proven. She was like, I bet they won't vote for Trump. Now, I found this hilarious. So I just started laughing and couldn't stop laughing because I was just like, wow, you thought about this. You really thought about this. And I was like, and yes, that would make my mind, I'm thinking, yes, that would make them not vote for Trump. So I'm tickled. Like at this point, I'm tickled. I'm laughing. And I think my laughter is making her more upset, right? So it's just funny. So he's like, partner A, you hit the bag. You got to let out all of your anger and you got to hit the bag. And then she goes, well, she's not angry enough. She's just too happy. And so that made me laugh more. Because at this point, I feel like, am I being punked? Like, who says you're too happy? Like, like, how do you say that as a bad thing? Like, you're too happy. Okay, so I'm hitting the bag and I'm laughing because it's just hilarious to me. It's just like, I think this is counterproductive. Like, we're here to release stress and you're causing stress. So I'm hitting the bag, I'm still laughing, and then it's her turn, right? So they like let out all your anger. And so I think like this was her opportunity to show me that she's really upset and that I'm not feeding in and I'm not giving her the response that she needs, right? So it's time for her to hit the bag, and she really hits she's really hitting the bag. Where I'm like sliding, I'm holding and I'm sliding, and she's like punching the bag. She's really angry, hitting the bag, and I'm like, wow, okay. So I start laughing again. I start laughing again. So then it's at the end or whatever. And she's like, I just don't understand why you're so happy at the state of the world and why you're so happy when a lot of these decisions impact you and people who look like you. So in that moment, I laugh again because I'm just thinking like this has to be a test. I am being punked. Obviously, no one is this persistent. Um, this is a real life troll in the sense of like I never thought that I would be trolled in real life to be happy to I mean for being happy like oh you shouldn't be happy, you should be upset about the state of the world. So all of that to say, are you all right? Are you doing all right out there? I know that it is so much going on out there that can stress you out, that can make you feel like you're powerless, you're out of control, you don't know what to do about it, and it can cause so much misery where you could begin to think that misery is the normal state, or that you should feel miserable every single day. And I just do not believe that. Living does not have to be a miserable experience. When things are out of your control, it's out of your control. You can only focus on the things that are in your control that you could do something about. You have one life to add in all of the things that you want to add in, the play, the joy, the satisfaction, the love. So why not spend your time adding those things in? Why not pursue the things that make you happy, that make you joyous, that don't make you stressed out, that make you feel like you are expansive, that you have the power to change things, to grow, to be the change you want to see? Why keep taking on information that is fear mongering, to make you scared, to make you not even enjoy the present moment, to not recognize that you are letting your misery spew over to other people? It is so rare to meet people who are happy, who are joyous, who are grounded in something like light and power. And when you do meet those people, you should take an opportunity to kind of just be in their energy, to ask questions, to figure out how they are so happy in a world where most people are miserable. That was an opportunity for her to figure out, what can I do to improve the overall quality of my life? Here's a person who obviously in society may have the most stressors, and she has figured out a way to be happy. So I could take this opportunity to ask some questions, to pick up some new tips, tools, tricks and techniques. But instead she was fully committed to being miserable, to making everybody around her miserable. And it is absolutely true where they say misery loves company, and a lot of us are doing it unintentionally. We just have so many things that are stressing us out, so many things that we feel like is just deal breakers or breaking our soul, and we just don't know how to deal with it. We think talking about it or sharing or venting to the next person will make it better, but it really doesn't. The things you can't control, it's best for you to just let it go. Focus on the things that you can control, the things that bring you peace, joy, love, happiness, so that you can enjoy your life. You only have one life. Why would you let someone who has everything that they want in life stop you from enjoying what you want in life because of the decisions that they make? Now, I get it. This living is a shared experience. I get it. But we have to be really intentional when we think, or when we think about what is directly and indirectly impacting me. And if something is indirectly impacting you, you might as well just let it go. You have no control. But if it's directly impacting you, then you need to ask, okay, do I have control? What can I do about this? If there is nothing that you can do about it, your energy is best served in creating what will bring you happiness, joy, peace, love. You deserve that. You deserve to have a life of quality and not focus on things that bring you miserable, or make you miserable, or make you feel less than, or not enough, or not worthy, or that this one opportunity to live is not a chance, it's not an opportunity, it's not a way for you to stretch, to grow, for you to ground yourself, for you to be the change you want to see in this world, for you to show up. It is an opportunity, and it just makes me so mad, or so sad really, that People are wasting their one opportunity to be here to enjoy this experience on things that ultimately don't impact your life, that ultimately don't bring you the quality of life that you want, and you deserve that. What is the point of focusing on things that make you miserable, and to the extent that you can't even be in the present moment and enjoy what is supposed to bring you joy or stress relief or peace? It's just very sad. It's always going to be something that you can be sad about, you could be miserable, you could point at, but it's up to you to decide, I am going to be happy now, regardless of what is going on. Two things can be true at the same time. You can feel sadness for what's going on, but you can also feel happy that you have the opportunity to be a part of the solution, to be the change you want to see in the world, right? It's not either or. I am very much sad about the state of the world, and more sad that more people do not take the opportunity to learn the tips, tools, tricks, and techniques that they can to improve the overall quality of their life, so that life feels good to them instead of just miserable, instead of just duty and obligation and I don't know. This living can be such a beautiful experience. It all depends on the lens in which you see the world. And it's just so sad that many of us are not walking around with rose-colored glasses anymore. We are walking around with doom glasses, right? We see doom everywhere. We think the sky is always falling, something is always wrong. We can count everything bad going on in our life, what's happening around us that's bad, but we do not stop and practice gratitude. We do not have a active list on the good things that are happening. We do not know what makes us happy. We do not know what brings us joy. We don't even know what we like about ourselves, but we can name, 25 things we don't like about another person. And it is getting to the point where living is not as fun as it used to be. I mean, of course, as a child, living was so exciting. But when you start to trade your childhood authenticity for adulting, you take on a lot of problems that you can't even really solve, that just makes you miserable. And it just seems like adulting is miserable. So you don't have to be an adult. Human beings are forever juvenile. We're neotenous, which means neotenous, which means that we can benefit from play at any age. And so it's very important for us to at least get the play, joy, satisfaction, to bring play into our lives, to bring the joy, to laugh, to not take things so seriously, to focus on what you can control, to make sure that when it's a moment of someone bringing the opposite, the light, the play, the fun, the joy, that you take a moment and you bask in it, you join them, you take the time to really, really be grateful for the opportunities that you're giving. She could have chose that moment to dance with me, to laugh with me, to play with me, to get to know me. But instead, over the loud music, over what it is that we were supposed to be doing, she's bringing the misery. And I don't fault her. It's just pressure that we're trying to get off, but we have to figure out ways to reduce that or to release that pressure in different ways where it's beneficial, and it's adaptive coping techniques, not just maladaptively, trauma dumping on other people. Because if I made the decision not to look at the news, it is kind of taking my decision away from me by telling me what is going on in the world, the state of emergency, because you are distressed by it. It is your choice to be distressed. And if I make the opposite choice, no choice is better than the other, right? Respect my choice and I'll respect yours. So again, I want everyone to be able to add the playful, fun, joy, laughter, all of the good things in the world, because you deserve it. And all of us deserve it. This is a shared experience, and we deserve to be, happy about the experiences that we're having with each other and in the environments that we're in, that we're pulling the best out of each other. And then we could take moments to just stop and smell the roses, although it feels like the sky is falling. So please share with me in the chat, how would you have handled this? Was my laughter offensive? Please share with me in the chat if you had a similar story about being joyous and people trying to infect you with misery. And again, are y'all all right? Are y'all all right? No, really. Are y'all all right? Share with me in the chat if you're doing okay. If you're not, you can always contact me. I love to share the tips, tools, tricks, and techniques that I have to manage stress. It is my pleasure to serve. So I hope this helps, work life warriors. Have a great day.